What I'm holding here right now is the Japanese flag. And you may not know what the Japanese flag is if you look at this flag. So today is my first video of my first Versus series. And it's going to be very big. Now, it's one of the two best-selling mangas in Shonen Jump history. Both best-selling and in America and in Japan. I give you the One Piece vs. Naruto Video 1. Now I'm gonna go with the stories first because you know what? The stories actually always go first in any single debate. So we're gonna go with Naruto first because it came out when I was just 4 years old by the time. And you know what? I loved it. Well, I was 7 years old, but then One Piece came along and kicked me out of that fan that made manga stuff. So I'm gonna go with stuff first, and then you decide if I'm right or wrong. We're going to do the story with it first, from beginning to end. Now, if you didn't know about this, guys, I used to be a Naruto fan, and before I became One Piece fan, I was crazy about Naruto. The story, the ninja powers, everything. It actually threw me into manga, and this is the first one that actually drew me into how to read manga from right to left instead of left to right. But that's not really important right now. Well, I gotta tell you this, I only have the second volume and 10th. I only got the 10th and all 20 to 23. So I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna make it short, but I'm just gonna add stuff in. So let's begin first with our main character, Naruto. Now, Naruto was born with a fox demon trapped inside his own body. And the only way to save the village he lives in is to seal the fox inside of him. And that was like 10 years ago. So then he goes on, becomes a delinquent until finally gaining trust, and finally becoming ninja by his own teacher. Soon you'll see here we got Sasuke, one of his Sasuke Uchiha, whose family was murdered by his own brother Itachi, and Sakura, the pink-haired lover of Sasuke somehow, and Naruto. I don't know. This is their mentor, Kakashi, who is their team leader and also the joining of Tin Leaf Village. He is really interesting because he's the only guy who's actually wearing a mask. In fact, I'll just compare it to these guys. Is this guy wearing a mask? This guy wearing a mask? And this guy and this girl wearing a mask? Do you see them anywhere actually wearing masks? Dude, even when looking at the cover of it, you'll know he's actually a true ninja. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that guy. He's the only guy who doesn't even show his fucking eye. And he also has a mask on. Do you see any other ninja wearing a mask? Compare with me or wrong. I'm just going with the original, so just follow along with me. So, anyway. During the beginning, they actually meet a whole ton of characters in this entire opening of the series. They meet a guy who's mostly wearing a mask and looks like a shark to me. And some guy in the mask. Yeah. That's the guy. Better lift off his shirt, just be sure. So for the first three chapters in anime episodes in the entire thing, you probably think that it would be like that. Nope, they actually switched that to maybe the coolest part of the entire thing, which I would actually love the best: the tuning exams. Thanks to the tuning exam, I actually got more interested in more characters than the ones I actually got interested in the beginning. Thanks to that, I actually got more interested in other characters, including Naruto, which really don't really care about for now. But I'll tell you some of the characters who actually appeared during the tuning exams, and I'll just leave through it right there. This guy is the most confusing of all of them, because this guy looks like his mentor, which is this guy, and that's just sort of weird, you know. You know why? They all both look the same, and you know what? I really don't give a damn about both of them. But they have really cool taijutsu powers. They have jutsus that I really don't care for, but I just love watching it. Then comes this other guy who becomes the main villain of the entire arc. His name's Gaara. My God, even a name like Gaara will actually give you chills down your back. This guy is maybe one of the most coldest, bloodiest villains because of his own dark secret past, where he actually hides another tailed creature that also like Naruto has inside of him also. He's a power that turns with sand. He's as cold as a rock, as smart as a snake, and can kill you with that mind without even touching you. Now that's what I call a true villain. We also meet our main villain in the entire series named Orochimaru. And you know what? Orochimaru, I gotta say, is sort of a pedophile. Just to say. Even though Orochimaru isn't really a pedophile at all, he just creeps the hell out of me. Oh yeah, there's also this gay man, again like a little Kabuto. Kind of looks a little bit like him because he wants to be in his body. Man, these two really work perfectly as a couple. The series felt actually was going somewhere. With the new interesting characters, all those little abilities, it was going to be a good show, but then all that was about to change, and here comes my opinion. The worst parts come after this. After Sasuke turns tail and runs with a bunch of Orochimaru's pedophile-like kids who always stalk Sasuke and make him join them, it just bounces off into a different direction. Now Naruto's got to save him, and that just blows the story. It's only Naruto caring about Sasuke. And you know what? You know what's kind of strange? He loves Sakura, but you know what? Sakura loves Sasuke, and Naruto cares about Sasuke more, so that means they are both gay lovers. What happened to the show and series when it turned from this to fucking caring about Sasuke? He's a fucking emo. Just let go of him, and he betrayed you, killed almost Naruto, and just dumped Sakura in the most coldest, emoest way. Come on, just let the guy go, and go on with the series. Then again, I really can't actually complain about the Sasuke rescue arc. It was kind of cool, because the action scenes just kept just coming and coming. With the awesome fight scenes and those kick-ass moves, I was just forgetting about the whole Sasuke rescue thing and just only worried about the fighting style of it. I mean, this was the final arc where it only cared about the other characters instead of some Sasuke dude who just ran headtail and ran like a pussy. This actually ended the series right there, and you know what happened after that? The new Naruto came in. That's right, the new Naruto, 3 years after the original story, just comes tail and says they're gonna save Sasuke no matter what. Okay, are you really gonna do that? Because I see you fail 4,000 times, not bringing him a single damn time back. Are you saying that when the end of the series comes, Sasuke comes back, and we just miss an entire story in the making? Are you crapping? Are you fucking serious? I don't care about this guy. I don't care about this guy even rescuing Sasuke for God's sakes either. Just go back to the story that you fucking grew from and just go on! Oh, and don't believe me what happens when they actually lose Sasuke. 3 years later, this okay, read the name up on there. Okay, his name's Sai. He writes animals out of cardboard coloring books, almost like a reading rainbow song. And you know what? He's from the Leaf Village, but he's maybe the villain of the entire thing. He's undercover for this guy over here, who's the next Hokage. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna explain something right here. After the entire series went into nice action and adventure from the original one, and just kept on going with the drama and partly action sequences, I just fell out of the series quickly. I mean, after that, this character started getting bland at my instance. They kept reusing elements and characteristics from other people and putting them into new, crappier people. I maybe liked the action, but still. Once Shippuden came along, it just destroyed my entire recognition about Naruto, and you know what? It just killed me. After 4 years of loving Naruto, I decided to hate it, but still become still a little bit of a fan of it. But then, after all that, it just killed me inside, burned my heart, stabbed it, and crucified it next to Jesus Christ. It was dead. It was seriously dead. But looking back at the old series and actually seeing how wonderful it was, how colorful, how elemental it is, I'm just gonna recommend the old version instead of the Shippuden version. I just felt like this one should be actually the true story, not Shippuden. Now that we actually gone through that one, now I'll go on to the next one. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be another big one, and I'm gonna say this: it's One Piece time. So the series came out in nice gold coloring. the One Piece series has actually grew a little length in my heart because actually it stuck to the story, the elements, and the characters, and just stuck with it. That's all it did. Now, I'm not going to go through the villains and all that because this is a little bit confusing because of all the story, characters, interesting moments, and actually awesome maybe cliche, but sweet battle scenes. I gotta give this one a little bit of a pointer here. While Naruto stuck to the whole premise of being just more of a drama than actually a real action series, One Piece started out actually strong and willing and actually went that way. Time grew on, and then we got interested in the entire show because memorable and interesting characters just kept popping out of nowhere. Before I go on to my results of the story, I gotta say, the first beginning of it comes with Monkey D. Luffy, who ate the power called the Gum Gum Fruit, and actually got the power to become rubber. But then actually lost the ability to swim, which meant he can't really swim anymore, and actually can sink like an anchor. That's the main story of it. His deluded and also idiotic self made him a memorable character and one of the most interesting guys in the series. Like, I mean, come on. You may actually hate him sometimes because he's just a dick or just a big, fooled, awful character sometimes. But then he gets really interesting though, and actually gives you still interested even though he's a bumbling idiot. We'll go on to the main villains or the main characters, except for Luffy. But that's mostly it. This just going island after island, not skipping anything, not actually ruining anything. In fact, I got so interested, I actually followed the entire thing from anime to manga to where it is right now. Now, what I can say is a problem with the series actually came up is it got a little bit boring during some parts in the middle of it because it actually lost all its characteristics and lost some of its like character development, but didn't lose all of it. I think the biggest one has to be the Skype arc. It was not really the best arc they made, but it was adventurous anyway. It was really just another cold heart, just bountiful thing. Just only interested in how other pirates looked like compared to Luffy. But I kind of guess it's actually one of those coolest moments in this entire thing that I actually can remember and actually am reading right now is Naruto, and he's a badass villain. Now, I said before I wouldn't actually show you a villain like him, but this guy is so badass. He is electricity, and the only foil is Luffy, and that's a spoiler. Now, compared to Naruto in all those cases, I'm just gonna skip Naruto for a while because I don't really want to talk about him because I'm actually on the 15-minute limit right now, and I gotta hurry quick. No. Anyway, Naruto actually last gets like upper edge one thing. The action in that is a little bit more action-packed, a little bit more interesting. While Luffy fights and all those other pirate fights are just a little bit less interesting, but they always get you grabbed into the action. I'll give it one edge though to one. As much as I hate the Shippuden story now because I got so confused about the other story, the story on Naruto got me more interested and more interactive with the characters for a little while until shifting into the Sasuke retrieval squad arcs and fillers. That actually ruined also the whole story too. Though One Piece is very long in story and doesn't really give you grabbing with the action sequences, it does have a great meaning of drama and balances out between all things good and evil and everything including the morals and also the characters. The characters were awesome in this also too. Now it's pretty hard just trying to decide which is actually better, Naruto or One Piece. But I gotta say, I gotta get this edge to One Piece because the story was more engraving and more hitting, more emotional moments, more action-packed sequences, even though it doesn't really it actually lacks the big basics of action-packed movies. But you know what? I really don't care. The anime story and also One Piece are also thrilling and awesome, and Naruto's just minor to it. Just this was hard, okay? So One Piece gets the edge. Gets the edge in whatever. Now, see you soon for part 2.